All right, so getting ready for a road maintenance worker interview, huh? That's great. We've got a bunch of RoleCatcher resources here, career guides, sample interview questions, all that good stuff. We're going to help you just totally nail this interview. And AD give you a sneak peek at what a day on the job is actually like.
Yeah, it's a job that's way more than just, fixing potholes. You're responsible for keeping our roads safe and, working, right? Which is a pretty big deal when you think about it. So yeah, love to dive into those interview questions and figure out what they really want to hear.
Okay, first question on RoleCatcher's list. Can you describe your experience with road maintenance? Now, even if you haven't, had a job with road maintenance in the title, you probably got some skills that totally apply.
Exactly. Think about like projects where you had to, be physically active, pay attention to detail, or like solve problems kind of on the fly. Maybe you've done some, home repairs, worked on a landscaping crew, or even like volunteered for a community cleanup. Connect those dots for the interviewer.
That's where RoleCatcher's AI can be so helpful, right? You can upload your resume, and it'll analyze the job description to highlight any skills gaps. So let's say the job requires experience with heavy machinery. If that's not on your resume, the AI will flag it so you can address it in the interview.
Yeah. And you can even use the AI to practice your answers and get feedback. It's like having a coach, but in your pocket.
Okay, question 2. How do you prioritize road maintenance tasks? This one really gets to the heart of the job, I think.
Absolutely. You've got a limited amount of time and resources and a whole bunch of tasks that need attention. The interviewer wants to know if you can think critically and, make good decisions under pressure.
So what are the big things they're looking for with this one?
Safety and traffic flow are huge. Imagine you've got a pothole, a damaged guardrail,
Yeah,
and, some routine road sweeping on your list. Which one are you tackling first?
that pothole, right? That seems like the biggest safety issue.
Exactly. And the interviewer might throw in some curveballs to see how you handle it. Like, what if the pothole is on like a quiet side street, but the guardrail is on a busy highway? They want to see your thought process.
Okay, so it's not just about listing priorities, it's about explaining how you'd weigh those priorities in different situations.
Precisely. And remember, every job's a little bit different. RoleCatcher's AI can help you tailor your answers to the specific requirements of each role.
All right, question 3. Have you ever worked with heavy machinery? Now, this one can be a little tricky if you're just starting out.
Yeah, honesty's key.
Yeah.
If you haven't operated the specific machines they're asking about, just acknowledge it. But you can pivot to any transferable skills. Maybe you've used power tools for home repairs or operated smaller equipment in a different job. The point is to show that you're willing to learn and get trained.
And I bet RoleCatcher's Career Guide has some info on the types of machinery you might encounter in this job, right?
Yeah, it does. They mention asphalt pavers, excavators, rollers. Even if you haven't used those exact machines, just familiarizing yourself with them shows the interviewer that you're serious about this career path.
Okay, question 4. How do you ensure safety on a job site? This one seems kind of obvious, but there's probably more to it than just wearing a hard hat.
Oh, for sure. This job has inherent risks, so they want to see that you're proactive about safety, not just reactive. Think about hazard assessments before starting a task, regular equipment inspections, clear communication with your team.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide mentions hard hats, safety glasses, and reflective clothing as the basics.
Yeah, those are a good start. But they might also ask you to describe a specific situation where you addressed a safety concern.
Oh, like that time you had to stop traffic because a tree branch was about to fall on the road.
Exactly. Having a real-life example ready can make your answer really stand out.
All right, question 5. How do you handle unexpected road maintenance issues? This feels like it could throw anyone off guard.
Road maintenance is all about being adaptable and resourceful. Mother Nature doesn't always cooperate, and sometimes things just break unexpectedly. They want to see how you think on your feet and solve problems under pressure.
So have a good story about a time you had to adjust to a sudden change of plans. Maybe a project got rained out, or you had to deal with a last-minute detour.
Exactly. And remember, safety and minimizing disruption to traffic flow are always top priorities.
Okay, this is fascinating stuff, but we've covered a lot already. Let's take a quick pause and come back to question 6 of part 2 of our deep dive. All right, we're back, ready to tackle the rest of these road maintenance worker interview questions. I'm already feeling more confident just hearing these expert insights.
It's all about preparation and knowing what they're looking for. Let's jump back in with question number 6 from RoleCatcher's list. How do you ensure that road maintenance work meets quality standards?
This one seems like it's about more than just getting the job done, right? It's about doing it right.
Yeah, exactly. It's about taking pride in your work. Understanding that a quick fix isn't always the best solution. Think about like quality control measures you'd use, like double checking your work, using the right materials, following those, industry best practices.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide mentions maintaining a portfolio of completed projects, like including before and after photos.
Uh,
That's a smart way to show your attention to detail and your commitment to quality, right?
Absolutely. And you can also talk about, your willingness to learn from more experienced colleagues and, commitment to always improving. Remember, you're not just patching potholes, you're contributing to the, safety and longevity of our infrastructure.
That brings us to question 7. How do you manage a road maintenance team? Now, this one seems geared towards, those who want to move into leadership.
Right. Leading a team in this field is all about clear communication, effective delegation, and, fostering a positive work environment. They want to know if you can motivate others, resolve conflicts, make sure everyone's working towards the same goal.
So think about, any experience you've had leading a team, even in a volunteer setting. Maybe you organized a community project or, captained a sports team. Those experiences can really highlight your leadership potential.
And remember, safety is super important, especially in a job with inherent risks. You need to show that you are committed to creating a safe and supportive work environment where everyone feels comfortable speaking up if they see a potential hazard.
Okay, moving on to question 8. How do you stay up to date on industry trends and best practices? This one shows you're not just content with the status quo.
Exactly. The field of road maintenance is always changing. With new technologies and, techniques popping up all the time, employers want to see that you're engaged with those advancements and ready to learn.
Like we talked about drones earlier. Imagine using those for road inspections or to assess damage after a storm. That's the kind of innovation that makes this career so exciting.
It is, and there's so much more coming. Self-healing asphalt, robotic road repair. It's a cool time to be in this field. So when you're answering this question, mention any industry publications you read, conferences you'd like to attend, online forums where you talk about new developments.
Showing that initiative and desire to learn can really set you apart. Okay, question 9. How do you manage a road maintenance budget? This one sounds like it takes some serious number crunching skills.
It does involve numbers, but it's more about resource allocation and understanding cost-benefit analysis. You're not expected to be a financial expert, but you do need to show that you can prioritize projects, make informed decisions, stick to a budget.
So have an example ready about a time you managed a budget, well, even in a personal setting.
Right.
Maybe you planned a home renovation project or organized a fundraiser for a charity.
Those are great examples. The key is to show that you understand the value of money and that you can make tough choices when you need to.
All right, we're down to the last question on RoleCatcher's list. Can you describe a time when you had to handle a difficult road maintenance issue? This one feels like a test of your problem-solving abilities under pressure.
It is. They want to hear about a specific situation that shows your, critical thinking, your resourcefulness, your ability to stay calm when things get tough.
So think about a time you faced a challenge at work in a volunteer role, even in your personal life. Maybe you had to deal with a flat tire in the middle of nowhere or figure out how to fix a broken appliance when you couldn't afford a repair person.
The point is to show that you can assess the situation, come with a plan, and get the job done even when things don't go as planned.
We haven't talked much about RoleCatcher's AI in this segment, but I bet it could be really helpful for practicing these behavioral interview questions.
Absolutely. You can record yourself answering these questions, and the AI will analyze your delivery, your content, even your body language to give you personalized feedback. It's like a mock interview with an expert, but you can do it anytime, anywhere.
And as we wrap up this section on interview questions, I want to highlight that RoleCatcher's AI can be a total game changer for your job search. From tailoring your resume to practicing your interview skills, it's like having a secret weapon.
Right. And as we move into the next part of our deep dive, we'll shift gears a bit and explore what a typical day might look like for a road maintenance worker, using those insights from RoleCatcher's Career Guide.
All right, so we've covered all those tough interview questions.
Yeah.
Now let's kind of shift gears and picture what a day in the life of a road maintenance worker actually looks like. I'm imagining hard hats, big machinery, and maybe a thermos full of coffee.
Yeah, you're on the right track. RoleCatcher's Career Guide breaks down the day-to-day responsibilities, and it's a mix of planned tasks and then just dealing with whatever comes up.
Okay, so let's say you're like a junior level worker just starting out.
Yeah.
What's your morning look like?
Well, you'd probably get to the depot early, meet with your supervisor to go over the day's assignments, and do a quick safety check on all the equipment, make sure everything's good to go. And then maybe you'd head out with your team to inspect a stretch of road that's been reported as damaged, or maybe focus on preventative maintenance, patching minor cracks, clearing debris, that kind of thing.
So it sounds like you got to be ready for anything.
Oh, for sure. Some days might be all about routine maintenance, while others might be dealing with emergencies like, potholes, fallen trees, even accidents. And you gotta be comfortable working outside in all kinds of weather.
The career guide mentions working on highways, city streets, even rural roads. That's a
Wow.
lot of variety.
It is. And as you get more experience, you might even specialize in a certain area, like bridge maintenance or concrete repair. There's also the chance to, move up into a leadership role and supervise your own team.
So there's definitely room for growth and advancement in this field. And speaking of growth, RoleCatcher's career progression examples show how important it is to keep learning, especially with all these new technologies coming up.
Absolutely. We talked about drones, but there's also self-healing asphalt, robotic road repair.
Yeah.
It's crazy what they're coming up with. Who knows what the future holds? Staying curious and, keeping up with those industry trends can give you a real advantage in this career.
Okay, so for anyone thinking about a career as a road maintenance worker, what's the biggest takeaway from our deep dive today?
I'd say it's a job that combines hard work with problem-solving skills and a real dedication to public safety. You're making a difference in people's lives, making sure they can travel safely and smoothly.
And it's a career with a lot of potential for growth, especially if you're the kind of person who loves to learn and is excited about new technology.
Right, it's not just fixing potholes. It's about being part of this vital infrastructure that keeps our communities connected.
Well, that's a wrap on our deep dive into the world of road maintenance workers. From acing that interview to getting a glimpse of what a day on the job is like.
And don't forget, RoleCatcher's got your back every step of the way. With all those AI-powered tools to help you tailor your resume, practice your answers, and just feel more confident.
So as you get ready for that interview, think about how you'd answer this. What unique skills and perspectives can you bring to this job to help make our roads safer and more efficient? Good luck with your interview. We're rooting for you.